Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Homeschool On. My name is Rebecca, homeschool mom of 5 young children, and this is my final video in a series that I have been doing reviewing elementary homeschool curriculum. So far, we have the top 10 homeschool math curriculum comparison review. We have done the top science, the top language arts, and I'm finishing it off with our top history program. So if you have been in the market for anything for elementary ages, then you're going to want to check out the series of videos, which is going to give you some insight just into some of the more popular ones that are out there. There's always ones that we're missing. There's always new ones coming out. So there's lots and lots of resources available, but it will give you a glimpse at least into some of the different styles that are available. One of the things to keep in mind is that the curriculum I'm showing you today is not being shown in any particular order. It's not my favorite to my least favorite. It's not the number 1 to the number 10. It's just in random order of what I thought was fair. Because I've done 4 of these videos, I'm trying to kind of alternate what I show first. So there's no preferential anything in the order of what I'm showing you. I'm trying to actually keep my personal opinion out as much as possible so that you can make a decision based on what you see rather than what I might feel or be telling you, because all of our homeschools are very, very different. So keep that in mind when you go through it. Look for something that excites you. Look for something that inspires you. Look for something that your kids love or want to try. Let's get into it. I have a whole bunch to show you and I'm going to try to move fairly quickly, but remember, you can always pause and screenshot table of contents or anything else. And don't forget that all the links for these curriculum companies and some coupon codes as well are in the description of this video below. So let's get started. All right, so the first curriculum we're going to be talking about is BJU Press Homeschool. And they have a whole bunch of different resources available for all your subjects, for all your grades. And they have textbooks, they've got tests and answer keys and everything that you need from student workbooks and for all of your ages. So there's a lot of resources available that you may want to go and check out. One thing to keep in mind when you're looking is that they have both print as well as online options. So their online options, you actually get to sit down with a teacher and watch videos and do online quizzes and just, work through some of the online modules, which takes away some of the teaching off of you as the parent. So the one that I have right here is Heritage Studies 6. So this is their social studies curriculum for grade 6, which is our upper level of elementary, but I wanted to make sure I showed you guys a good range. So let's take a look at some of the features of BJU Press Homeschool. So one of the first things is, who is this going to work the best for? I think after looking through this, especially if you're getting the online component or reading it aloud to your child or having them read it aloud, I think it's going to work really well for visual and auditory learners because they're going to see it's full of pictures, but they're also going to get to hear it if they're doing that online component as well. So I think it's going to be a great fit for those learning styles. Price point. So it's about $299 if you're wanting the complete kit, which comes with the answer keys, which comes with all of your different activities, and which comes with your textbook and your student notebook. So all the things that you need are included, and then you also have the online videos and the online quizzes. So that is $299. That being said, as a homeschooler, there is a more affordable option. You could also just go print, get the tests and quizzes and everything else, do it all yourself, and now you're going to be looking at less than $140. So you can go and check out on their site, see the different options that are available. I'm going to show you just a little bit of what the videos are like so you can get a glimpse of them. I like how they have a little bit of teaching, but then they also mix it up with some slides. So your kids are actually getting to visually see what they're talking about while they're teaching it. It's well done. So if you are needing something that is more hands-off for you as a teacher, if you need something that your kids can work on more independently, then BJU Press Homeschool may be a good fit for you because your kids can work on it online. And they can work through their textbook and they can work through their notebook and know exactly what is expected of them. This is also going to work really well if you have any sort of state requirements where you have to show samples or proof of work or tests or do grading. If you have those kind of requirements where you live, then something like this is going to work well because it's a little bit more traditional in its approach, and you're going to have that proof. You're going to have the quizzes and tests and the grades and the marks to show for what you are learning. So the most important thing about this curriculum, I feel like that we need to point out, is the biblical worldview. And I'm going to be talking as well about which programs today are secular and which ones are Christian. This is definitely Christian, and I love that about it. It's built into all of their texts, and so if you are looking for something that is a biblical worldview, then this may be a really good history program for your family. All right, so the next one we're going to be talking about is Sonlight. Now, I have talked about Sonlight before. Today I'm going to be showing you one of their history ones, which is the Intro to World History. This is year 1 of 2, so this is level B. This would be for around 6 to 8 years old. So if you're looking for something for that earlier elementary, this may be what you're looking for. But remember that if you go onto their site, you can get the year 2 of 2, or you can get one of their higher level ones. So they have programs for pretty much every single grade, for every single subject on their site. So this will give you an idea of the flavor of it, but if you like the flavor of it, you're going to want to go and see what they have and check out some of their free samples. All right, so one of the things that I really love about Sonlight is that it is a multi-subject approach. It also can work for multiple ages. So this doesn't just cover your history. This is going to cover your history, your Bible, as well as your reading. So when you go and you look, you're going to notice that it has grade 1 or grade 2 or grade 3 readers. You can choose their reading level, and you're going to get a reading kit attached that they can read alongside of their history. So you're going to read books to them. They are going to be doing different activity sheets and projects throughout this, as well as their Bible, and they are also getting to do some independent reading on their own. So it makes it a little bit more well-rounded and kind of almost that unit study approach, which is really great because you're teaching more things than just one thing. Another thing I love about it is the fact that this is geared towards kids 6 to 8 years old, so it's very easy to adapt and use for multiple ages. You could use this for a younger age of that spectrum. You could use it for older kids as well. They're going to get a ton out of it. The books are very high quality literature, and that brings me to the third thing I love about Sonlight, which is the literature-based approach. I love the massive package of books that you get with it. They're high quality. Someone's done all the work of picking them out for you. You get them at a really reasonable rate, and they're all just there. You're building a library at the same time, and I personally value that a lot. So I love those components of this. It's definitely more Charlotte Mason and literature-based in its homeschool style, and because you're reading aloud to your kids, plus they're doing hands-on activities, and they get to look at the same time through all these amazing high-quality books, it is very adaptable for multiple different learning styles. I would say Sonlight is one of those programs that could be used for all 3 learning styles and that any kid could really enjoy as long as they have the attention span to sit and listen to you read it. So those are the things that I really love about it. So price point, obviously with all these amazing books that you are getting, you are looking at a higher price point just because of what you're getting. So $472 is the price for just the Intro to World History, and that gets you all of these books here. I'm actually even missing one that my kids took off with and read somewhere and is gone. But you're getting a ton of books with it, and that is where that value and price point is coming from. So something to keep in mind, I do believe that they also have payment plans available, and there's sales and different things you can watch for. So definitely keep that in mind. Check them out if you're interested. And don't forget that you can combine your kids, which can make that price point come down a lot more if you're using it for multiple children. All right, let's move. All right, the next curriculum company we're going to talk about is the Well-Trained Mind. Now, the one curriculum I'm actually going to be focusing in on is Story of the World, which this is a really popular one that you have probably heard about if you have been dabbling your feet in homeschooling for any length of time. It's really popular. It is a classical approach to homeschooling in that there's a 4-year cycle and you can go back through that cycle depending on the different stages of the classical method of education. So it's really well done. It's really in depth. It's also done in a story format, which is very popular with homeschool families. It's easy to digest and understand. Lots of kids really love it. It has activity books. They can be coloring while they're listening. It has the audio, so you can actually just put it on for them, and you don't even have to be the one reading it, or they can be reading it. So because of those different things, it works well with kids that are more auditory, but they also have lots and lots of hands-on applications that you can add to it. So that also makes it work well for kids that are more kinesthetic. So depending on how you use it would mean who it's going to work the best for, whether it's more kinesthetic or auditory learners, but it is a very adaptable program. The price point for this is about $96, and that's going to get you the audio and the book and the activity pages and the teacher book. It's going to give you everything that you need. If you just want the book, you can also get these all separately, so it's a fairly affordable history option. One of the things that's great about it is that if you have a larger family, you could do this as an entire family. You could have your kids working on coloring or doing their student, pages, activity pages, while you're listening to an audiobook and having a snack. I mean, it's very, very easy to implement and check off your history in a way that's digestible and interesting. So that's why a lot of families really, really love it. And so you can kind of catch a glimpse of what is included and what that looks like inside. So what I love about this is that when you can turn on audio, any of these that have audio is a huge plus for me or for anyone that has a big family, because you can turn it on. It makes it less teacher intensive, which takes some of that load off your shoulders. Now, something that you need to keep in mind is that this is more of a neutral worldview. So lots of secular families use it. It does talk about Christianity, but it also talks about other religions. And so it tries to keep it more neutral and let you as the parent be the teacher in respect to how you're going to introduce it or talk about it with discussion with your kids. So it's, again, if you're a secular homeschooler and looking for an option, lots of secular homeschoolers really like Story of the World. So that's something to keep in mind. Lastly, they have been super generous and offered a 20% off coupon code for any of their Story of the World resources, volume 1, 2, 3, or 4. So if you use Rebecca Spooner 19, you're going to get 20% off, and they have made that good all the way until April 2020. So if you're watching this video and it's been months since it's been posted, you can still use that coupon code and get a 20% discount off of Story of the World. So that's just huge, huge value to you, and I'm really excited about that. So check out the link in the description below. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is TruthQuest History. Now, I have to be honest, as a homeschooler who was homeschooled and reviews curriculum, I kind of get into this little lull where I'm like, I've tried everything, and this was one I had never tried before. Somebody actually brought it up to me and said, can you review this? And I was like, yes, I can. So I am super excited to have the opportunity to leaf through it, see what it's like inside. I'm really liking what I see. It's one of those programs that is, for a lot of families I could see that are more like me and want more freedom and flexibility and just the baseline there to be able to take it where they want to take it in discussion and let it be more of a family-led curriculum. This is the one for you. So I'm going to talk about it and take you through all of the different details of this program. So the first thing is the price point. $29.95 gets you this right here, which is technically everything that you need. There is also some additional resources you can get for lap booking and notebooking and timeline resources. Those are super affordable. It's like $39. This is not just biblical worldview. This is not just coming from the source of God, of Christianity. This is history through the lens of Christianity. And there are a few different social studies programs that do this. This is something like Mystery of History, which I do not have to show you, which I'm super disappointed about. But some of these programs, MasterBooks is another one, where they choose to teach history through the lens of the Bible and everything from the perspective of God and how God is seen all throughout history. So it's one of those really special, I think, gems, especially for Christian families that are looking for something that is going to, in some ways, combine, I guess, Bible and history and show them how those two things integrate. So I think it's really, really unique in that sense. This is recommended for grades 5 through 12. However, there is adaptations, there's books for all the way down to kindergarten. So they definitely keep in mind younger ages. It's just for your kids that are really going to be learning the concepts, they're deeper concepts, then generally you're looking at around that grade 5 middle school age range for them to start to really be able to pull in as much as they possibly can. So that would be one thing I would recommend, is that if you're using this with a large family, I would make sure that your oldest is at least within this age range, and then use it with your younger ones as well. But if your kids are all really, really young, I personally would probably wait until they were a bit older, so that when we go through it for the first time, we're getting value out of it. It will work great for multiple kids. You can do it with multiple kids together, and it's very discussion based, very, very interesting in the way that it's written, very conversational tone. It's not boring. It's written like someone is talking to you. And so I think it's really unique. I think it's incredibly unique in the way that it's written and laid out. And I'm super impressed with what I see. So it's very literature based as well. So you have that classical component, but you also have the Charlotte Mason literature based component. And unlike some of the other programs that include all these books, they give you book lists, and they give you as the parent flexibility to go and choose what you want to assign to your kids to read. So you're going to do little bits of digging and of learning, and then you're going to assign them books that are going to, just help them grow in those different areas. And everything pointing back to their faith. It also ties in multiple other things like drama, art, and literature, so that they are getting more than just history. They're getting all those other subjects, similar to some of the other ones as well, a little bit like a unit study, and I love that. It makes it really rich in what they're getting. So if you're interested in this or want to see more or want to check it out, then I do have an affiliate link that is posted in the description of this video below, so go check it out. And otherwise, you can go to their website and see what other programs they offer and how it works more in depth. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is from My Father's World. So the one that I have is Adventures in U.S. History. Again, My Father's World is incredibly biblical worldview in everything that they do. And so you're going to see how this brings in this Charlotte Mason approach, but also brings in nearly all of your subjects into just this history program. So it brings in all sorts of different things. They're doing nature studies, they're doing notebooking, they're doing timelining, they're doing science, they're doing Bible, they're doing history, they're doing geography, they're doing social studies, all throughout, as well as art. They're doing art, and it's got fantastic art resources. So you have this multi-subject approach again. And like some of these more adaptable programs, you also have the ability to use this with multiple students. It is recommended for grades 2 to 3, but I absolutely think you could use this for, grades 1 to 4 and blend multiple kids together to get the most use out of it. So there's readers, there's read-alouds, everything that you need comes in this massive, huge box. And you can see here the massive pile that I have. It's a ton of books. And I want to break down a little bit of this approach and how it works. As far as learning styles, My Father's World has every learning style in it. You've got the beautiful pictures in the picture books. You've got, songs you're listening to, and you're reading to your kids with these beautiful read-alouds, and there's tons of hands-on activities that they're doing. So it really is a program that can be completely adapted to suit any learning style. So I think that makes it really, really easy to implement in a homeschool and implement for multiple students, because all our kids are generally different learners. So when you have something that's adaptable for multiple learning styles, now there's a little bit of something in there for everybody. So I think that makes it really easy to use. Price point, again, because of the amount of books that are included in this, is higher. You're looking at about $429 for the complete kit, but again, that includes everything here. And remember, if you are blending multiple kids, then that brings your price point down as well. You're blending so many subjects in there. All you really need to add to this is language arts and math, and you are good to go for everything that you need. So it's very, very comprehensive in what you're getting and high value in what you're getting as well. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, you can go and learn more on their website. I actually have a unique landing page that you can shop from. And if you shop from my landing page and get anything from My Father's World over $199, then you can get their library tote bag for free. So to get that, you have to go to the link that is in the description below. It's My Father's World, mfwbooks.com/homeschoolon. That's going to take you to my landing page. Again, the link is in the description, and you can get that free tote bag if you shop through them and get any of their curriculum. So that's a really just fun option that they were super generous to include. So go check it out, see what you see. Again, they've got something for every single level, for every single subject. Check out My Father's World. All right, so the next one I have to show you is Alpha Omega Publishing, AOP.com, and they have all sorts of different resources, from life packs like these right here that have individual unit little notebooks that your kids are going to work through independently on their own, to Monarch, which is online that they would work through, to Switched On Schoolhouse. They have tons of different resources on their site. The ones I'm showing you today are the grade 4 history and geography life packs. So this comes in a box set, and when you open up the box, you're going to have a teacher's guide that shows you the scope and sequence and the answer key and how to use it and mark it and all those different things, as well as your 10 student units. So essentially they're going to be doing one of those books every single month. And it works really, really well for families that don't have a lot of time, that need their kids to work through something independent from them. Because a lot of times, you know, we get so bogged down with trying to do all these hands-on things with all of our kids, or we have so many kids, or one kid needs us more. And so it's nice sometimes to be able to just say, okay, just work in your notebook. So it's definitely a more independent student-led program rather than teacher-led. And they're just going to read and do their work. There's tests and quizzes and everything else built right into their unit. So there's no other books associated with it. Very easy to take with you wherever you go because it's one little notebook, and to see and plot what they're learning. As far as learning style, it works well for more visual learners because it's laid out in a very visual way. It's not super hands-on for those kinesthetic learners, but for anyone that's looking for a more traditional model of education, it is a great fit, and lots of people love using the life packs. Alpha Omega Publishing is a Christian company, so all of the life packs have a very biblical worldview built right into them. So if you are a Christian homeschooler that's been looking for something for history and geography that's going to kind of bring it all together, then a life pack might be a good fit for your family. It's also going to work really well for people that don't have a lot of time or need their kids to work on something independently. If you live in a state or province that requires you to show proof of work or to have tests and quizzes and grades for your child, then this is another situation where something like a life pack would be a really good fit for you because it's going to have that all there. So that is kind of the situations that it works really well for, and ones that you might be interested in. If you are more kinesthetic, hands-on, or wanting something that's more literature-based kind of thing, then you may want to check out one of the other ones, but it gives you a really good idea of an option that is pretty much entirely done by your student. And they have the younger ones as well. They're done in a way that your kids can actually do them. They're really not going to need a lot of help from you, even in the younger levels. They do it very, very well so that your kids generally get the feel and flow of it and can just go. So in that sense, for anybody looking for independent, it's a great fit. All right, so the next one I'm going to show you is America's Story, and this is by Angela Odell, the author of Math Lessons for a Living Education, as well as a bunch of other books. She's written a lot of different things. Now, this is from MasterBooks. MasterBooks for history options has a lot. I just pulled out one to show you because I'm trying to show one from each company, but they also have My Story for younger grades. This is that middle of your elementary age range. And then there's also resources for that middle school age. So, so definitely go check them out if you're looking for something on the younger or older range, but this will give you an idea of a Charlotte Mason resource with a very, very biblical worldview from masterbooks.com. So America's Story is written in a very conversational Charlotte Mason method. All of the even worksheets and different things they're going to be doing, there's lots of questions for discussion, there's oral narration, there's written narration, very Charlotte Mason principles brought in, there's sketching and map work brought into every single worksheet then lesson that they're doing. So it's very well done in that way for anyone that's looking for a Charlotte Mason program. It's designed for grades 3 to 6, and price point is around $70 if you're shopping somewhere else, but on the MasterBooks website, there is a significant discount on all of their books if you order direct through them. Plus, they have free shipping and different things if you order over a certain amount. So check it out first from their website if you can, and if you live in Canada or something, then you can also get it different places like Amazon. They've got lots of different distributors that they sell through, so you can check out some other online stores as well to see if it's available. One of the things that I love about Angela's history series, both this one and the older one, is how many pictures are in it. It is definitely a living book. It is full of pictures. And so just to have your kids gather around and even look through the pictures in this, I think is fantastic. It's really well done. It's very interesting to read. It's not dry, boring, or dull. So if you're looking for something that can be done even in your morning basket with your kids, I think this is a really good fit. So as far as learning styles, if you're reading it to your kids, it's going to work for those auditory learners. If you are having your kids look through the pictures, it's going to be a really great fit for those visual learners. Kinesthetic is a little less hands-on as far as the make and build and do, but they are doing sketching and written narration as well. So there's a little bit of hands-on there if your kids are artistic or really enjoy to sketch that they would be doing in their student notebooks. So I think it's super adaptable. I think it's super adaptable to use with multiple different ages, and a well-done program that is an excellent resource for American history. But remember, they have their world history as well as my story, which is more community and then global for the younger kids. So if you're interested, go and check them out, and you can see a sample on the website that will show you a lot more detail and probably higher resolution of all of the different pages that are in this amazing series. So go check it out. All right, the next one we have is from WinterPromise, and this is Hideaways in History, which is a very Charlotte Mason approach, kind of unit study style, and it is engaging and visual and also super hands-on. So if you're looking for something that's really hands-on, one of the first things that stood out to me when I was looking through all the different resources that I was sent was the hands-on different forts that they make that they're building once a week to go along with what they're learning. So you're going to be collecting cardboard boxes and building forts and igloos and all sorts of different things throughout the year, which I think is really unique and hands-on. So again, if you have kids that are kinesthetic learners, there's a lot of hands-on activities that they'll get to do throughout this, and experiments and different things. So definitely a program that's going to be very well adapted to any learning style. Super visual, great for auditory learners, is written in very kind of story way. So adaptable for any learning style. So when you go to WinterPromise, if you look at the top menu, you'll see that they have themes, and they have all different things, again, for all grades, all ages, and all different subjects, but their themes work and coincide together. So if you were to get something like Hideaways in History, you can also get a language arts program, and it will go along with this. So it's really unique in that way that they kind of help you put together your own custom unit that all integrates. So lots of great resources. You can see through here some of the different ways that it works and what the books look like, and some of the different activities that you would be doing, and how easy the guide is laid out for you. It's super easy. You just open and go. And so it's just a great program if you are looking for something that's more hands-on and engaging to do with the younger elementary age kids that you can do with multiple kids at the same time. Price point is about $229 if you want to get the print version here. They also have add-ons available. They have a science book that you can get as well that would go along with this and bring in some nature study type stuff. So there's lots of different resources you can check out on their website, as well as seeing samples and learning more about the program, frequently asked questions. It's all on there. So definitely go and check it out and see what you think. The next one I want to talk to you about is Notgrass History. Now, this was my #1 requested history program to review, and of course, as things would just happen to pan out, we had shipping difficulties. Like 2 different times we had shipping difficulties, but I am not going to go through this without reviewing them because you so wanted to see it, and I so wanted to see it, so I went and actually looked at the samples that they have available on their website. The one that I was dying to see because I already leafed through it at a homeschool convention, and by the way, it's amazing, is our Star-Spangled Story. So this is, again, U.S. history for early elementary, grades 1 to 4. Again, adaptable, again, unit study. It combines rich literature that you can do together with multiple ages of kids all together. It has poetry in it, very Charlotte Mason. It's written in a very story way, living book, tons of pictures, lots of discussion questions. I was really, really, really impressed by it. And so I decided to go and see what they had on their site. And actually, if you go to their site, when you go and you're learning about it, you can actually see a sample of every single resource, even listening to the actual CD that comes with it to see what it looks like. So I'm going to show you through a few of those different things so you can get an idea of how rich this program is and why I think it would be a fantastic fit for any homeschool family that has multiple homeschool styles, that is looking for something Charlotte Mason, that is looking for something that is engaging but not too time intensive. I love how it's only 3 days a week. I think that a lot of those history, social studies, science, there's no reason for us to have to do everything every day. And so I think there is very, very adaptable in that and saves us a lot of time as homeschoolers. So I think that's fantastic. I think that it works well with blending your kids. I think that it works well for parents that don't have a lot of time. I think it works well when you want to blend in those different subjects and have those bouncing points of discussion, because there's lots of great discussion questions throughout, tons of great pictures. It's just really, really well done. I feel like I want to drink tea and do this program. There's also a timeline book that you can get to go along with it. And this is unique again, because for that grades 1 to 4, for those younger kids, sometimes it's daunting to have to put together their own timeline. And this is done with a timeline book with beautiful pictures, all illustrated, that you would look through and find the different periods in time you're learning about as you're going through it without you having to actually create it, which I think is super age appropriate for grades 1 to 4. It just takes away, again, for us as the parents, the idea of having to go and create and print or cut or any of that stuff, and just makes it all accessible, open and go. There's nothing you need to grab or do. It's a very easy to implement program, and one that I think is fantastic for any learning style and in multiple kids' families that are trying to homeschool more than one. The other thing that's great about Notgrass is it's fairly affordable. $85 to get the entire kit is crazy affordable, and they also have this literature connection, so you could do these amazing read alouds that are high quality throughout the year. They're going to coincide with the program. So if you're interested in checking out these samples for yourself, click on my link below. That's my affiliate link, and that's going to take you to their site and let you see through these samples for yourself. All right, the last one I'm going to show you today is Curiosity Chronicles. Now, this was another one that was new for me, and this is one of the resources. In fact, we have shown you a neutral option that is used by secular homeschoolers. This is the other one that is used by secular homeschoolers. So it is a secular history option for families, and it's very unique from any of the other ones I've shown. Even though some are story-based, this one is actually done as a dialogue. So it's between two people and they talk to one another, and it actually lays it out almost like a script. They also have, when you purchase it, there is an audio that goes along with it. So you could read it with your kids, or you could actually just play the audio and have it be read to them, which is great. There's also an additional timeline resource, so they could be building their own timeline all built into it. And there's all sorts of different hands-on activities. Again, choose to do them, choose to not do them. There's lots of different books and extra resources that you can add to it, but I think it's unique. I think it's engaging because you have that dialogue. It can make anything, dialogue can make anything interesting when it's done in a way that's kind of funny and humorous and keeps kids connected to what they're learning, and this definitely does it. So I think that's very unique about it. So Curiosity Chronicles is classical in its approach. It has a 4-year cycle that it goes through. So again, you would do it and then you could go through it again when your kids are a little bit older. And that's designed kind of with the same classical method of education and the different stages that they go through. So that's the homeschool style is best suited for, but again, I can see this being used by any family with any homeschool style. Because it's got so many hands-on components and different things you can do, this would also be really adaptable to use with any learning style. I can't see one that is more geared towards than another. I think with the audio component, I think with the hands-on activities and the pictures in the book, that that you're getting really all three learning styles built in one, which makes it more adaptable for multiple kids. The other thing that makes that great is that, again, you can use this for multiple students all together, which is fantastic when you can combine your kids and save yourself that extra time. Price point is $95 for everything that I showed you, and that gets you an entire year that you can use with your family, including the different resources like the audiobook and the timeline resource that are given to you as a digital resource when you purchase. So the other thing I'm super excited about is that they have also offered to give a generous coupon code. So if you click on the link below in the description and you use the coupon code homeschool on 15%, then you're going to get 15% off your order on their store, and that is good until the end of December 2019. You can learn more on their website, so if you're interested in Curiosity Chronicles, go and check them out. So there you have it. That is a whole whack of curriculum that I got to show you inside today. Again, this barely scratches the surface. There's a lot more I didn't get to. I was really hoping to include Mystery of History, which I used to have, but I lent out to my mother and I never got it back. So apparently it's being redone. I think it is redone. And so I'm really excited to see it and hope to be able to show it to you maybe down the road. But another fantastic program that you probably should go and check out. Just add it to the list of products that you want to look into. But again, there's lots and lots of other resources. If you want to know any personal recommendations, please feel free to send me a message on my Facebook page, or you can email me, rebecca@homeschoolon.com. I hope this helps you in your shopping endeavors. I know it's really overwhelming choosing curriculum, and I encourage you that look for what sparks your interest, look for what sparks your kids' interest. Try to combine those together as much as you can so that you aren't going crazy and your kids aren't going crazy, and you're gonna have a great homeschool year. So deep breaths, you can do this. Go have some fun shopping online on their different sites. Don't buy anything without your husband knowing, and keep calm and homeschool on.